Hi, today's demo is about data upload using Python. I had written a couple of Python scripts earlier for different use cases, and one was about uploading data from multiple files onto a database, and the other one was about a very large data set, upwards of 2 GB in a CSV file that had to be uploaded onto the database. So the very first scenario was, about uploading data from multiple files, and I was doing that line by line because while I was doing the upload, I was also doing a little transformation on the data set. The second one was a large data set. Running it line by line or doing an insert line by line is very inefficient, and I didn't want to do that. So, we did a bulk upload over there. So at the time when I had written these as, Python scripts, they were basically written in Windows and was basically used to upload data on Microsoft SQL Server. But for this demo, I've customized these to upload data on Postgres because I am on Linux right now. So a quick one, right? So here's a first script which basically loops through all the files in a given folder, right? So we have to specify the folder name, and for all the files which are there in that particular folder, it will loop through those files. Of course, we expect the file name, files to have uh, a uniform or a consistent sheet name, right? So based on that, it will run through the files and even create tables based on the headers found in those files. uh, it is one of the things I found it useful because I didn't want to manually create tables, and that takes a lot of time, and I have to figure out what headers, if it is slightly different in different files, will have I'll otherwise have to take care of it. That is not to say that eventually, when the data uh, gets loaded onto the SQL as part of the transformation, you do have to do that exercise of bringing all the different data sources onto a common source. Doing it in Excel VBA is another method. We discussed that earlier in one of my earlier posts, as part of this series. The other one is about bulk insert. Bulk insert is best done if it is done through a CSV file or a text file. Um, Essentially, I'm just taking it into a pandas data frame, and uh, that is just for the purpose of being able to create the table. And once we have got the table created, we can just uh, bulk upload the entire CSV file as is onto that particular table. This essentially changes, right? I mean, this line of code, for example, is written for Postgres, but if I were to do this bit in SQL Server, then it will be slightly different. Uh, let's quickly have a look at it. So I had here it is, right? So if I am doing it in SQL Server, the syntax would be something like this. Right? So, or sorry, uploading it in SQL Server, then this would be the syntax, something like that. Uh, so I mean, once I have got the all the values set, I hope I have, right? Then all I have to do is just uh, run this particular script, and okay, let me just run this, and then Python 3, and let me just call this SQL bulk insert py. So this starts. This basically will read the CSV file. It is a pretty big one, almost 2 GB in size. So it might take a while to do that. But rest of the process in terms of creating a table and things like that is fairly fast. I believe I already have the table created, so let me very quickly check that. We can go here. Let's see. I already have this table created with 450k records in it, so it will probably not create the table again. Alright, so here it is. It gave me an output that the table already exists with so many rows, same as what we saw over here. And let's see, because essentially I'm running the same query, right? I'm doing a count star here as well. And the next step, it will just load the data very quickly. Let's wait for it. Let's wait for it. Few more minutes. So the good thing about having while this loads, it's loaded successfully. But the good thing about having a Python script is once you have this script, you can kind of create a batch file with these with the relevant command in it and put it as part of the local operating system scheduler, right? So that becomes like a hands-off process, right? At a given point of time in a day or a week or a month, whatever the schedule that you choose for yourself, the script will automatically run. And if I do that, then I would also add a few line items to the batch file, uh, providing the right output in terms of or in terms of the status of the data upload, whether the data got loaded successfully or not. We should know the status of what happened, really. So, okay, so very quickly, let's rerun this. Here we go, right? So another 450k records got loaded onto the database. A fairly quick process, right? Given the volume of the data. So that's all I wanted to share today, and I hope this was helpful. If, as usual, if you are interested in creating any one of these scripts, or if you want a copy of these scripts, just drop me an email. I'll be happy to share that with you, and also customize it if you need them to be. Thank you.